Aston Martin calls the Vanquish a super fantastic visiting machine, not a super games auto, but rather it's beautiful to the point that we couldn't care less what Aston calls it. Truly, its resonant V12 makes it quick, however numerous adversaries effortlessly out-quicken it. Standard models make 568 HP, while the forthcoming Vanquish S gets help to 580 HP. Like to drive topless? Settle on the Vanquish Volante for a really uncommon ride. Similarly as with all Astons, its little defects are trivial since it is one of the loveliest things on four wheels. The dinosaurs didn't know eradication was coming. They carried on cavorting and stepping as the sky swung to flame, and that meteor took out quite a bit of Mexico. In a comparable vein, we question anybody at Aston Martin has been overcome enough to tell the revered Vanquish that it's inhabiting the most distant end of an overdraft of reappropriated time. This is an auto that sits on an engineering that as of now has been supplanted and which is as yet controlled by the greatly behind the times normally suctioned V12 that Aston has been utilizing for almost 2 decades. Be that as it may, while the new, turbocharged DB11 is an experimentally better auto by any metric you utilize, it can't coordinate the selectiveness of Aston's range topper. Purchasers who settle on the Vanquish should locate an additional $80,000 to get an auto with less hardware and less power than its as far as anyone knows junior sister DB11, which costs just $214,820. In any case, they will end up at the zenith of Mount Aston. It's outlandish not to see the preceded with interest of this most fabulous of terrific touriers, an auto that makes a Bentley Continental GT look like something purchased at Sears. Presently, the Vanquish has been given a last refreshing and ascending of the S identifications that Aston holds for its definitive incarnations. The Vanquish S gets more power, despite the fact that the expansion must be well inside the edge of variety of the non-SS motor. A partially more liberated streaming admission framework expects to hone the best end in the 5.9-liter V12 and takes the yield rating up 12 drive to 580 HP, still 20 stallions, not as much as the new twin turbocharged V12 in the DB11. Abnormally, Aston claims a higher, 595 HP yield for the motor in European spec, despite the fact that it says the motor is in a similar condition of tune and offers no other clarification. Inside, the hand-finished cabin continues pretty much as before, with beautiful materials and elegant design mostly distracting occupants from the reality that there really isn't very much to play with. Aston's HBH architecture means that plenty of the stuff you'd find on a mainstream car costing a tenth of the sticker on a Vanquish S just isn't there. There's no adaptive cruise, blind spot monitoring, or automated emergency braking. Would James Bond care? Also, the navigation system has been upgraded from the dreadful 2005-ish Volvo system that Aston previously used to something that could be accurately described as half-decent. Trying to quantify the Vanquish S by rational criteria is an exercise doomed to failure. It is more expensive than the DB11 but is also much less spacious, slower, and with much less equipment. Offered in the coupe form we drove, $297,775, and also as a convertible Volante, $315,775, that we haven't experienced yet. It's due in dealerships come April. It is still hugely desirable and the car perhaps sticks closest to the values that made Aston great. We will miss it when it departs, but the grand old dame is going out in style.